I did see that Red Candle Games developed some other games recently. Devotion was 2019 and Nine Souls was 2024. Devotion is another psychological horror game, but it's not on PS5. And Nine Souls is an action adventure game. So, nice to see that they're experimenting in genres. I know I've seen this spirit before, but it's still so awe-striking. Yo, why was that so hard? The left analog stick is so... Like I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, the left analog stick is so slippery. That's the only way I could describe it. I was actually hoping I could give this hand something to fix it. Nope, it's just like that now. What made you think this would work? Wishful thinking. What else are you supposed to do when you're trapped inside some kind of purgatory that reflects your regretful decisions? I gotta say, this clock puzzle is also kind of dumb. Apparently, it wasn't the numbers that it was before, like I thought, even though that's what showed up on the photos in one of the other rooms, making me think, oh, that must be what it is. Nope, even the walkthrough lied to me. Set the left clock to 5:45 and the right one to 1 o'clock. That is not 1 o'clock, because both hands are not on the 1. And does that look like 5:45 to you? Doesn't look like it to me. Neither of the hands are on the 5. And if your response is going to be, well, that's not how analog clocks work, I rest my case that analog clocks are stupid. Like how the famous saying quarter till actually means 15 minutes instead of 25? You know, what quarters are actually worth? I want to know who came up with that saying specifically, because they need to be punished with Gen Alpha brain rot. Getting the true ending in itself is also a puzzle, because you gotta figure out Ray's personality. It's not just about going to the right room and picking up the right items. You also have to use context clues in order to figure out what her answers to these shadow beings would be. But when I first played this game, I answered in ways that I, Desmond, would have answered. Sometimes they aligned with Ray, but they didn't align just enough to the point that I ended up getting the bad ending. I'm ashamed to say that I wasn't able to figure it out on my own. Had to use a walkthrough for that too. But imagine how much more satisfying that would have been if I actually used my noggin. What, your brothers and sisters of the pedophilic corporate elite? Why? Why are you being punished? Well, I don't know. Maybe because you struck up a romance with a teenager? Aren't people born to live freely? Not freely enough to go on dates with teenagers as adults. Freedom of belief, love, and self-realization. Your love is wrong. Being with you was a happiness of the simplest and purest kind. No, it was not. You're a creep. When we could be hand in hand living an untroubled life, that would have been, terrible. Because then the government didn't do their job. This was only a fool's dream. Now that's something we can agree on. Don't compare yourself to daffodils, they're too pretty. The world isn't ready for people like us. Yeah, the world isn't ready for pedophiles. Get the heck out of here. Oh, am I playing right now? There he is. An older Way. I don't know how old he is right here, but he ended up spending 15 years in prison after Ray ratted him and the others out. He has all these new notes after all those years. His youth was taken, something that can never be regained. To my son. Eventually, mother still passed away. Verdict from court. He still clearly remembers. Blacklisted to return home for burial. Oh, there's a woman. Note entry. Doesn't matter what I was feeling back then. Meadow lodging for laborers. It last to be demolished. All of it. Barred from the heavens and hampered from the underworld. Alone and wandering forever she goes. Are you talking about Ray? Pitiful. Is she dead in this ending too? The only thing that's left is to walk. Make your way up to the school, through the school, up the stairs, into a classroom. I usually complain about things taking too long, but I think this was fitting. I felt the somberness. I think mainly because of all those years that was taken away from the students who ended up being imprisoned. Not even for doing anything that puts people in danger, just for reading books. And there she is, a ghost of the past. And they're just staring at each other. When Ray first listened to the recording of the piano playing on the radio cassette tape, was that Way?